Okay, hello and welcome to my senior project education discussion talk. Today I'll be talking about the React library and framework. So for my senior project, I'm working on a web app, which is going to be full stack, and it'll use a database, and it's going to be a ticketing system. And so for this project, I'm using React because this library and framework works really well for creating full stack web apps. I know in my certificate for computer science, they don't really have us take any web design or development after the intro course, which is I think WDD 130. So this library is what I'm going to be focusing on learning and using for my project. So to get started, React works by manipulating the document object model, which is what web browsers use to load web pages. So in a web page, you'll have divs with different elements, and the web browser will use the document object model, which is created by the um, uh, web browser, and loads it. So React works by creating a virtual document object model itself, and it works kind of like Swift, where you define the UI and React figures out how to render it the most efficient way. Um, and like React elements are simple objects that are cheap to create, so it is very helpful because it's much faster by using JavaScript, and um, allows you to reuse elements and have large web pages that run quickly and efficiently. So yeah, it uses the virtual DOM in memory to update the browser's DOM. That's how React works. So let's go to the intro guide. So you can see that React is a library that uses user interfaces, the components. So everything here, in this example, has a thumbnail, it has a like button, it has a video, and these are all reusable components that you can use for different web pages, or these buttons can be reused in different places. So you don't have to redefine these in uh, HTML pages for each page of your website. These can just be created as components in an app that you just incorporate within each page. So it is very helpful for making code reusable, like in this case, where they have multiple videos. And so that's a main bonus of React, but also it adds interactivity and live update kind of things where things can be highlighted or expanded and modified by cursor or motion and things like that. And obviously, it helps a lot with full stack functionality like Next.js and Node.js and Remix all allow you to incorporate databases and other advanced things into your web app, which is what I'm going to be doing. So that's why it's going to be very helpful for me to use Next.js. And that's pretty much the added benefits of React. So let's go to an example of a regular HTML web page. So right here, I have a simple calculator web page with some simple styling for in CSS, and the body contains the buttons of the calculator and the JavaScript inside of the HTML page. This is what it looks like here. So if you do 25 minus 5 then equal 20, so the calculator works here. But obviously the styling is very specific to all these components or all these elements of the web page, and all these are manually created. None of these are reusable components. So let's go to a React app of a calculator. So here we have the JavaScript X file. This is pretty much the React component renderer for this calculator. This has all the functions for the calculations, and it contains all the elements and reusable components for the calculator. And so if we go in here, we can see this is what it looks like. It has some advanced CSS to make it look like the iOS calculator, and you can see that it works perfectly fine. But all these buttons are reusable components. This calculator itself is an entirely reusable component, and it runs very quickly in terms of the document object model. But yeah, that's pretty much how React works. and I'll link all the credit for the files in the description below. And thank you for listening to my SPED talk.